Privacy, trust, and safety. Three key things important to anyone using a new technology. And we're going to be looking at this from the Metaverse perspective. Now, what approach have we taken to resolve the privacy, trust, and safety issues? We're taking the policy approach to this. So let me paint a little scenario to you just so we are on the same page. Now, imagine you are attending a concert, you want to attend a virtual concert that is being held on the Metaverse, and you want to see your favorite pop singer, probably Ariana Grande or James Brown, you never know which one, and en route you're sexually harassed, or after the concert you notice that you've given away so much data than you expected to give out. Now this policy is gonna be helping you in a way that even before you participate in the platform, or even without you necessarily needing to know the technical limbo jumbo, you are already protected by default. And our presentation is going to take this format. Now you're going to be hearing two other voices apart from mine. One is going to be telling you about how anonymity affects privacy, trust, and safety issues in the metaverse, and the second voice is going to explain to you our policy solution and how we are going to be approaching our policy. Now the major focus of our presentation basically is on anonymity, and as it touches on these key respective issues such as privacy, trust, and safety. Now you also be hearing my voice at the end trying to summarize everything and tie it together, and the next time you think about going to a concert in the metaverse, you're very, very sure that you're already protected by default because of our policy. Now as you watch through our video, please listen attentively.
How anonymity affects privacy, trust, and safety issues in the metaverse. The metaverse is a self-sustaining virtual space that resembles the actual and the real world, which replicates the physical, economical, cultural, and legal aspects of the actual world. Users in the metaverse interact with each other daily, and also crime just like in the real world is being committed in the metaverse, such as cyberbullying, sexual harassment, theft, etc. The users in the metaverse rely on their anonymity as they cannot be identified, and their avatar is used to commit these crimes. Also, the crimes persist as there are no policies or guidelines to regulate the activities in the space. Therefore, the anonymity of the users increases the issues of privacy, safety, and trust of users in the metaverse. Team 3 are hinged on creating a policy solution that will regulate the anonymity of users in the metaverse, and also to create safety, privacy, and trust in the metaverse.
We've seen how anonymity affects privacy, trust, and safety in the metaverse. One key area being that users can hide behind anonymity to perpetrate crimes such as sexual harassment, and you name them. Now, why this also causes breach of safety, it also causes breach of privacy, and it inhibits the trust that you have on some of these platforms. Now, we'll be going into the key things our policy is going to be addressing.
Hi, my name is Rotimi, representing Team 3. Our major policy proposal is around establishing a link between the digital and the real world identity. So you have cases of people using avatars to commit sexual harassment and other forms of harms on the metaverse. We propose that legislation should be put in place which allows platform providers to authenticate the identity of their users using a valid government-issued ID documents, and this will ensure that the users, would operate or would interact on the metaverse having a form of back-end data which has their true identity, and that data is adequately stored and secured. And also, this can also operate to identify children on the metaverse. So we have children that are looking to onboard on the metaverse. By putting these user authentication requirements, it allows the platform providers to identify the children they are looking to onboard, and it also helps, in providing the necessary mechanisms in protecting them from any form of harmful or inappropriate content. One of the ways in which linking the digital and the real world identity could be advantageous is in the case where you have, we could have a database in which the list of all the bad actors on the metaverse with their real identities are being exposed, and this is a form of blacklist, which of course guides other platform providers as to who they should onboard on their platform, and it also helps law enforcement authorities in carrying out their investigation or in enforcing any form of criminal procedure against offenders on the metaverse. Another thing in relation to this is having a one user, one identity policy, in which every natural person will be entitled to only an avatar. So there shouldn't be, a case of having multiple users using the same identity, as this could create a wide array of problems around, detecting the bad actors. So we should have a program in place or a procedure in place that allows platform providers to authenticate the identity of their users at every point. So if someone is looking to onboard on the metaverse, for instance, or someone is looking to interact with the metaverse, we should have an authentication procedure in place, and preferably this would be better if we have a form of biometric authentication in place, which of course scans their biometric information and is able to verify it with what they already have in their database to confirm their identity. Also, we propose that there should be a form of option which allows intended users to choose whether to have their real life identity linked or not. And if you have your real life identity linked, this will open you up to every feature on the metaverse. But then in the case that they don't want to have their identities linked, you could have a form of restriction, a form of usage restriction in place for that. And this could be by way in which they only have a viewing access, in which they're not able to interact with other users on the metaverse. Or we could also have a case where other users would have the right, or they will have the option to restrict such anonymous users from interacting with them on the metaverse. Our policy proposal can give rise to a number of implications. One of them is having a link between the real life and digital identity could in a way establish a form of legal personality for an avatar. And that would mean that an avatar would, in a way have certain rights, have certain obligations, or certain liabilities as if it were like a real human person. And another concern could also be around data protection and privacy. And we recommend that the metaverse platform providers, they comply with the highest standards of data security. They adopt a privacy by design approach. And also we recommend that a data protection impact assessment is to be conducted, and the regulatory authorities should have an oversight role in this regard. They should, get the reports at intervals from these platform providers. Also, due to the vast amount of personal data which could be collected in course of user authentication, there should be a form of safeguard, whether in a law or in any form of regulation, which, creates a responsibility or creates a duty for the metaverse platform providers to prevent against the use of such personal data that is being collected from the users. Such personal data should not be used to foster any form of discrimination, whether along sexual, racial, or gender lines.
Hey there once again. So you've heard everything our policy seeks to address and what we intend to cover. You basically heard the brief summary. So check out our documents to see more details about what we actually propose in each of these individual proposal that we made. Now, if you remember the story that I told you earlier in the beginning of my presentation, or the illustration I gave you about someone wanting to attend a concert, maybe around a graduate concert, and is met en route and harassed sexually, privacy is breached, safety is breached, even trust in the platform is breached. Now, who are our target audience? Users, normal day-to-day users like me and you who use these metaverse platforms, or who you use it in the future. Now, what is the specific problem we are trying to address? The problem that is being caused by anonymity, hiding behind a mask to perpetrate crimes. Now, who are the actors who are going to be involved with this problem and this solution? And we've already identified the users as those who are affected, and you see metaverse platforms being the ones who can help implement these suggestions that we've made this policy, and we also have the government being the one who can help implement this suggestion as well. Now, what is going to be the impact on the marginalized communities or communities of color? They will have control over who gets to attend a metaverse event that they plan, and that's going to help them with both self-actualization and determination. So that's the summary of our presentation, and we hope you loved it. Please check our document. Thank you very much. This is God's Lover for a representative of Team 3.